Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Today, hopefully, with sound. I tested now the sound several times, that's why I'm so late today, once again. Because something went wrong yesterday. It wasn't really clear to me what happened yesterday, but I couldn't just record another quick analysis. No, not yesterday. It was Wednesday. Sorry, the Wednesday analysis. And yesterday I thought maybe I can try to make another analysis, but I couldn't have because I was out and couldn't just go to the office to record another one. Anyway, then I tried today, and yeah, it seems. I don't know what exactly happened, but my sound driver was just aborting, or yeah, it was crashing over and over again, but I didn't notice that. It wasn't showing me any kind of error. Now I just had to reinstall whatever. The problem is then afterwards the setting to my record software, but it seems at least it's working. So I will record now this phase, this chapter, and check if it's working. Yeah, just to make sure that everything is fine and it's not happening like Wednesday. As also announced on Wednesday, well, it was an announcement, a very quiet one because you didn't hear that. Today we are going to check the market. I'm not going to make any big initial comment today. But I'm subscribing Protos. And Protos today was providing a very interesting analysis about the last Tether attestation. That is indicating that Tether, and not only Tether, but also Binance, as we know, that Tether purchased in the last 3 months almost $1 billion in Bitcoins. Now they are announcing they are just going to reduce more their cash or their assets on US banks to minimize the risk, and they are going to shift more to Bitcoin and gold. Now they are announcing it. But it's really interesting that just in their attestation, their Bitcoin portfolio just lifted up from 500 millions to 1.5 billions. And they want to buy more Bitcoin. So the question is, of course, if they want to buy the top, like Michael Saylor loves to do, or if they are going to generate a dip before to buy low and to maintain these Bitcoins, maybe also long-term, mid-term, whatever, on their sheets. At the same time, it seems they were just using Bitcoin as collateral. Also very interesting, and that explains a lot of things what happened since January this year. We knew that CZ was mentioning about their investment fund they created to support those projects in the crypto space who were in trouble, and they dissolved this fund and instead they purchased Bitcoins. And it seems that it wasn't only Binance. Tether did exactly the same. It wasn't an insurance fund or recovery fund, whatever. It was just their cash. It was, at least, it seems, that's what they say in their attestation. And, you know, an attestation, it's not the same like a certified audit. They are just saying it's from their profits. And we know they did a big profit. Also something that's absolutely not clear where this profit is coming from. Well, if they used $1.5 billion in Bitcoins, buying low, selling high, and maintaining, I can imagine that would be maybe part of their cash cow. Anyway, once again, yeah, unfortunately, it matches with what ECC just said, and so many times, every single time when they just communicated to deny any spot ETF related to Bitcoin, that the market was manipulated by and with Tether. Well, it seems they weren't that wrong. Those who are spending a lot of time on crypto, they know that Tether is the manipulation tool. I know as well that some of my followers, they still protect and defend Tether as the spirit of crypto. If that's the spirit of crypto, crypto doesn't have any future. Thanks God, I'm absolutely have the opposite opinion. Tether doesn't have anything to do with crypto. Absolutely nothing. It's just a business that works, and they don't have any kind of rule. They avoid any kind of rules that many other stablecoin providers are following. If we check their on their portfolio, their cash, they have less than 1% in cash, Tether. So if you want just to swap from Tether to fiat, good luck. While Circle has almost 35% in cash, while Paxos 18.6%. And that's a solid ratio, to be honest. 35% of all circulating USDC in cash. Of course, that's enough liquidity to swap immediately afterwards your USDC in US dollars. The same for Paxos, 18%. That's a very good level, to be honest. Even, in my opinion, bigger than what we know in other financial sectors. But less than 1% is also extremely lower than the standard is. And that's Tether. Once again, Tether. And that explains as well why the terms never are mentioning that you are covering, or if converting your Tether in USD in fiat. They can convert your Tethers in other assets. It could be gold now, it could be Bitcoin, it could be, I don't know, whatever they have in their portfolios as well. So, yeah, that's a big difference. And that's, I don't care if you defend Tether, if you protect Tether, if you think it's the spirit of crypto. Hopefully it isn't. Because I know that other stablecoin providers are doing a great job. Yes, we received a lot of food, and yes, we received a lot of fake news, it seems, also related to Paxos, not directly related to the BUSD provided by Binance. That's a big difference. And also related to USDC. USDC, Circle, maybe they didn't everything perfectly, but they are far away, in my opinion, much better and trustfully than Tether ever will. However, it's of course my initial comment, and so also my opinion. But also the last attestation, and you know, attestation is just an attestation. What they are providing and information doesn't look that great, in my opinion. Anyway, we will go now directly to the weights ratio and check what's happening there. And so I will check right now if this time everything went well with the sound. Monday is an usual business day, so Monday I will provide the full analysis with sound, including sound. So yeah, I'm really sorry what happened Wednesday. That was really bad. Okay, let us go forward. So if we check the weights ratio, 30 days moving average, once again pushing up very hard. I mean, historically, we never have seen such waves of really high weights ratio. You can see what's happening. I mean, usually we had such spikes and then it declined here as well, then it declined, the trend was declining. But hey, Look what's happening here. I mean, that's crazy. That's really crazy. And that, of course, explains why the wealth ratio 30 days moving average is pushing up right now at 55%. Last time we did 56 almost. While the price is maintaining once again, or even we pushed up. Once again, as commented in my initial comment, now it explains a lot. 2 billions. 2 billions. It sounds really extremely low, but we are talking about spot. We are not talking about futures. And we know that the main driver of this market is futures. The futures volume is much higher than the spot one. So 2 billions is spot. It's extremely much. And that could explain, of course, why we did from 16.5, we went almost up 100% to 30. Well, almost 31. So, yeah, if Tether, of course, is going to spend more billions in Bitcoins, that could push up the price more. The question is how much they need to absorb as well. So what the sellers are going to do. That's something we need to see, but at the moment, as you see, the wealth ratio pushing up, also indicating that whales are sending more bitcoins to centralized exchanges at the moment. They feel absolutely comfortable at their trading levels to sell their bitcoins. If we now check the 1 hour wealth ratio, now we see it dumped once, it dumped twice, it dumped even 3 times. Usually that's bullish. That's bullish in the short term, because every single dump means we will push up. That's what happened. But at the same time, it means when the wealth ratio is dumping in a row several times, that something bigger is going to happen. I can imagine that they will maybe try to push up the price to 30K once again. As we see here, the stablecoin reserves of centralized exchanges pushed up once again. And at the same time, if we check here, the wealth ratio 30 hours moving average, it maintained for almost 1.5 days above of 90%. I have said that's usually a dump, just a dump, a dump indicator. But once again, it wasn't that big. Yeah, we dumped a little bit, but they absorbed as well. So who is absorbing? Who knows? She said Binance, Tether, or some others. Maybe hedge funds speculating to make a quick profit, buying low, selling high. As long as the market works and nothing big is going to happen related to a crackdown because of regulation coming or whatever, that will go for longer, I guess. So let us go forward now. So we can see that they are in sequences sending bitcoins. 3,300 bitcoins here, then another 3,600 bitcoins here, another 3,200 bitcoins here. We are talking almost, it was here May 15th, May 16th, and May 19th. Well, 18th. So indicating 1 day break. And then yesterday or this morning, they sent another 3,000 bitcoins. Someone is distributing at that level. And it seems not only miners. Miners reduced their reserves once again, indicating they are selling here as well. Usually miners are not selling the bottom. But we will see. Stablecoin reserves or stablecoin net flow was now recently green, indicating that they send more bitcoins to centralized exchanges, usually also indicating that they are ready to push up. I mean, we are talking about 80 millions. That's not that much, but you know, it could be enough. Outflows reduced a lot. We are not receiving any kind of big outflows at the moment. The last time was at the same time we received those 3,000 bitcoins. They withdrew them afterwards as well, but that's almost it. So nothing big changed here. So if we take a look here, we see that if we check from 16th today to today, we see that the funding rate is lifting up. We also see that the open interest was lifting up and is declining very hard, and the leverage ratio is doing exactly the same. Exactly. Perfect correlation with all both. If we take a look here, we can also see, for example, that stablecoin are coming in sequences. So we received here much more stablecoins in here and here to derivative exchanges, but in general the trend is more negative, indicating they are cashing out. If we take a look to bitcoins and derivative exchanges, we will see how is the trend looking here. We see that it's more green than red. So at the moment more red, but in general more green than red, also indicating we're receiving more bitcoins to derivative exchanges. If we check, yesterday we liquidated almost 1,000 bitcoins in longs and 266 in shorts. We also see that the trend here keeps being bullish, at least related to the aggregated funding rate. It's positive. Why the open interest and why the leverage ratio, at least the open interest didn't recover that well like the leverage ratio here, but both are flipping. Both are right now declining, and that means they liquidated, of course, those longs. Yeah, I guess before more up, they will liquidate even more longs, but the question is if more up or if, I mean, we are maintaining at that level right now longer than we maintained just in May last year. And that's the question, if that's maybe even the top. Yeah, we can go once again to 31, maybe even do 32 or 33, but that's it, and then go even lower. But that's something we need to see step by step. Wow. Okay, that's up. Okay, that's really crazy. 66% longs on Binance with 1.85 billions and shorts less than 1 billion. Okay, so extremely a lot of, I don't know, actors, market actors, retail, whatever, seeing here the opportunity to push up very hard. Binance Ethereum with 6139 looks a little bit better, but look that. I mean, what the hell is happening on Bitfinex? I mean, we had 43 millions Wednesday. Now we have 10 millions more. We had 2.5 billions in longs. Now we have less. You know what I think about Bitfinex, but that's a clear message. It means that on Bitfinex also there, it seems they are reducing their longs and pushing up more their shorts. That's not bullish. If we now go forward and check what, I have enough credits. Jesus, the Kingfisher always trying it. 250 millions is the maximum liquidation scale at the moment, and we have relatively close to our current price at 28k. We have a big liquidation cluster on the short side, and on the long side at 21.5 or 19k, so almost low leverage. Now let us take a look at the high leverage, and I guess it's on the short side, isn't it? Oh no, when it takes that long on Kingfisher, usually that means the data is not available for me. Even I paid for it. Well, I didn't, but you know. Okay, let me refresh. Oh, okay. So also here indicating we should go a little bit more up, hitting 27k, maybe a little bit more than 27k, but nothing huge. And it seems we are right now accumulating some high leverage longs, but it takes a little bit, so we can go a little bit lower to 26.7 or even 26.6 to liquidate them and then push up hard. Something we need to see, because you know, just a few hours ago we had a very volatile candle. We pushed up very hard and afterwards we declined. So I guess it was much more liquidation operation by centralized exchanges, but that's just my opinion. Let us go forward. So if we check what the CBD is indicating, CBD, Bitcoin, USDT, so Tether, right now recovering or stabilizing at least, but it was on distribution, in a distribution trend. Also here, for example, while BUSD once again pushing up and USD not doing anything. But BUSD once again, I mean, it's not big. We are talking just about few millions. But if we check what BUSD is doing and we check what Bitcoin collateral futures are doing, it's once again one-to-one correlates perfectly. While at the same time we see that stablecoin collateralized futures are maintaining, so looks relatively similar to what they are doing with USD at the moment. Really strange, because I never have seen that, but it seems that they are supporting the Bitcoin collateral futures with BUSD, and Cumberland is still, it seems, very active. I mean, we know that Jane Street just is gone. They decided to jump out and they said they stopped to operate on crypto because of, potentially, they said, because of a US crackdown related to crypto. And well, we still have one left, and that's Cumberland. Cumberland, the company that is the master of market and price manipulation, a big body of Sam, of course. Yeah, it seems sometimes, yeah, you know, shit and shit like each other. However, if we check BUSD and we check what the price is doing, it's incredibly, while it's absolutely, they can't, in my opinion, they can't move the price here. But of course, if they are at the same time using coin margin contracts, and then we are talking about more money, then yeah, it can at least hold the price. That's the question. If they are the counterparty of maybe right now Bitfinex whales or US whales in general, not sure, to be honest, but it looks a little bit strange. Bitfinex, wow. I mean, Bitfinex, it's not moving any big volume, but if we check here from 212 to minus 1000, it means they distributed 2,000 bitcoins more than they purchased since May 16th in the last 3 days. And that correlates with the trend, because that's the aggregated spot CBD, indicating it's declining more, and they did almost 240 million less. So they distributed more bitcoins and worth than of 240 million than they purchased. Same on Bybit, it's also declining. Coinbase not doing absolutely anything. That explains maybe also why the USD was looking very flat. But Bitstamp pushing up, nothing big. Also Kraken pushed up, and now it looks like the trend is also more negative than positive. and Gemini doing the opposite, but we are talking here about the CVD of, we are talking about 40, let me say, 40 Bitcoins. So it's really peanuts. Sentiment, I sent Sentiment already a ticket, still waiting for reply. Unfortunately, incomplete data. I don't know why. They charged the money from my credit card as usual, but my account has a problem here. So unfortunately, we can't use these informations. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know if that's a problem of them or what really happened to them. I never had that problem. You can see here we have a big we are missing a lot of data since mid of April. Not really sure. It's really, I like Sentiment, to be honest, but well, we can see here those 3,000 Bitcoins, and those are, it seems, correlates very well to miners. Miners reduced here almost 2,800 Bitcoins May 18th, and that correlates to this year, but not to this year, because that was midnight 19th. Oh well, that's possible. Yeah, that's possible, because it's a daily view here. Yeah, it's possible. So it seems miner sent another 3,000 Bitcoins yesterday to centralized exchanges. At the same time, we can see that some, for example, Binance is lifting up in the weights ratio, indicating big guys are sending more Bitcoins to Binance at the moment. We can also see that, for example, fund holdings are declining and making even new lows. So also indicating that the institutional demand even for their products are declining. We can also see here that the future volume is still, compared to the spot volume, rising more and more and more. And yeah, that's actually it. So let us go forward. So on Coinbase is reducing liquidity at 25.2, 25.3, also to the upside, and instead they are right now sending more liquidity to 22.5 and reinforce 20k. I would be extremely careful longing. Doesn't mean we can't trade any swing trades to push up to 28 before more down, but Bitfinex, more longs, less, more shorts, less longs. At the same time, doing what they are doing doesn't look great. However, on Bitstamp, everything looks similar. They are also reinforcing here and bringing more liquidity to lower levels. Now, Binance, not really doing exactly the same. They are here also sending more liquidity to the downside, but everything between 22 and 25. So they need to eat a lot of Bitcoins if they want to go that low. Oh no, always the same problems here. Binance BTC BUSD, they removed, for example, a 25.5, and instead they want 26.5. I guess maybe that's what we are going to do before maybe then 28, and then we need to see. On Bitfinex, they are wow. Okay, we have a wall at 27.3. We have a wall at 27.6, but that's it. I mean, we need to see. I guess some of these walls will disappear to the upside or to the downside. OKEX spot, nothing. Kraken still waiting there at 25k. So I'm still waiting for the retest of 25k, but it didn't happen yet. Bitget derivatives now with US dollar, BTC US dollar, nothing. Now with Tether, also nothing. Now BTC USDT on Binance. Okay, on both sides here waiting for shorts, but also here for longs, also removing liquidity at 25k, and that's it. So it smells really like nothing will happen this month anymore, but we'll see. That was BTC BUSD on Binance derivatives. Now Bitfinex. On Bitfinex, they are still waiting there at 27.8. So as mentioned, I mean, even they are doing lower highs, but it's almost possible to push up to generate more FOMO at 28 and then to go down. That's something we need to see. Now Kraken futures. Wow, Kraken futures. No, nothing. OKEX futures, also nothing. And Deribit, remove liquidity to the downside, waiting on 24 right now. Oh, looks a little bit more bearish than bullish at the moment. Kraken futures once again, because this green candle, that's the volume bar, and it seems that was relatively big because they went much long than short here, so almost a volume delta of $777,000. That's almost 10%, well, 5% of the whole volume. That's not that bad. So yeah, we need to see. I can imagine short term 28 and then more down, or at least 27. Well, we will check my last chapter where I provide my charts, and then we can see more what kind of level, because at this unfortunately the Wednesday analysis was without sound, but I said and you can see that you can see that I was expecting to push up hitting 27.4, 27. I was thinking about 27.6, 7 because of our long-term trend line there. The magnet is still, yeah, attracting the price. So let us go forward.